What is up, YouTube, and welcome to this Jurassic World 2 Fallen Kingdom video review. So if you're new to the channel, please do drop a like and subscribe down below if you did enjoy the video at the end. So I actually didn't know that Jurassic World hadn't come out in the States yet. I watched this movie last month and I wasn't sure about doing a review on it, but I feel like I wanted to do it because I saw a few people on Twitter mention about liking the movie and things like that, and I really didn't enjoy this movie for the most part. It just felt completely flat for me. This is a continuation, of course, of Jurassic World. Again, a film which I was incredibly cynical about, because I was around when I first saw the original Jurassic Park in movie theatres and Jurassic Park 2, and then of course the absolutely terrible Jurassic Park 3, which I thought would be really good because Sam Neill had returned to the franchise, but it fell completely flat and ended the franchise of really cool and interesting ideas that were created by Michael Crichton, someone who is just, his writing and his ideas have spread so far, even with Westworld, the idea that technology has gone too far and should we be meddling things, and quote a line from the original, just because you could doesn't mean you should, which again breathed into quite a lot of things in this movie. And really, in this movie, that line is even more apt. So in this movie, we do see the continuation of the fallout from Jurassic World, which for me was amazing, and I really did enjoy that movie. It was, I guess, a retread of the original Jurassic Park movie, but we finally got to see the life in the park. We got to see it up and running before it was initially completely and utterly destroyed. Because interestingly, in the original, we never did actually see the park running with tourists and guests and things like that, because human nature brought the park down. It destroyed that world. Dennis Nedry, of course, his greed got the best of him. But we thought maybe the park could actually be a success here in Jurassic World. Well, we know that human greed again manifests itself in a different way by creating the Indominus Rex, something which should never have really been created. And that theme goes on through Fallen World, where what happens is basically the crux of this is that the island is about to explode due to a massive, ridiculous volcano explosion, and now animal rights activists are getting involved. So we open with the dinosaurs supposedly being saved for humanitarian reasons. We think that, yeah, they're going to be saved because we created them, they're alive, but full disclosure, I'm a vegetarian. So I'm really a big advocate for animal rights, but if it means saving dinosaurs, which really should have never been brought back in the first place, and we've had, well, I would say in this world, we've had about 3 or 4, I'd say 4 scandals really, with 1, 2, 3, and Jurassic World all failing. I think that maybe it's time for nature to run its course here. And I really did like in this movie what they did with what was happening on the island, interspersed, and throughout the movie, interspersed with Jeff Goldblum's character's testimony. And he was the chaos theorist, and he's explaining that, well, this should never happen. We now have to coexist with these animals, but nature is now running its course with the island exploding. This is Mother Nature's way of saying that, you know what, let's just end this. This should never have happened. So I thought that was really cool. We didn't get as much Jeff Goldblum as we'd liked. I absolutely love him. I did enjoy him in the Grandmaster, as the Grandmaster even, in Thor Ragnarok. So, yeah, we didn't get as much of him as I would have possibly liked. But this movie, the marketing, everything was completely different to what I was expecting when the movie came out. So it's been very weird the past year, I would say, with movies releasing their whole kind of trailers and marketing. Of Infinity War was different. We saw shots of the movie which weren't even in the movie. Here in Jurassic World, we were led to believe that this was pretty much a disaster movie. So it's kind of like 2012, or that movie San Andreas with The Rock, where we we actually saw a disaster movie and people trying to survive that. Now, part of me was thinking that that is what this movie would be, because we saw the little ball thing, that a lot of that was in the marketing where they were trying to escape the volcano. And I was hoping for a big high-octane adventure, kind of similar to the first movie where they're trying to escape and get out of the situation that they're in. Similar as well to the second one, they're always trying to escape this island. But what is weird is that the whole story of this was a complete and utter retread of Jurassic Park 2. So, InGen go and try and get all of the dinosaurs, or try and rescue the dinosaurs and get them from the second site in Jurassic Park 2 with Jeff Goldblum. And, well, that movie's just fantastic because we get so much Jeff Goldblum. Not as good as the first, but Jeff Goldblum. So it's kind of like an Aliens situation. But I really did enjoy that movie. And here we're getting a complete and utter retread. So while the first one was a retread of the first movie, with pushing it forward with the park being successful and creating things that should never have been created, here we have them trying to go back for humanitarian and kind of animal rights issues, which I guess I was just sitting there thinking, no, just, yeah, it's sad watching them die, but they shouldn't exist in the first place. So there is that. And I find the fact that, well, they kind of shoehorn a way of bringing Chris Pratt in. They're like, yeah, we need to get Blue, and it turns out Blue is the template. It's the template for the new set of dinosaurs that Rafe Spall's character and BD Wong's character want to create. And what I feel a bit cheapened for the fact that the movie just dips. The minute they get off the island, it just becomes what seems like a spin-off. And for me, I don't know if you guys have played the Walking Dead kind of Telltale games, or even any other Telltale game. They are spin-offs in the world. And for me, this felt very much like the minute they got off the island, this turned into a spin-off. And it just felt like this was a TV series or some kind of tie-in, something like that. And it really didn't feel like Jurassic Park to me. It didn't have that big spectacle. They kind of went insular into the mansion, and I kind of feel like this whole thing feels shoehorned in to try and create a sequel and expand the Jurassic Park world, which I don't blame them, because they've built this big franchise and it kind of was rebooted in a way with Jurassic World, which again we didn't really need Jurassic World. And here again, Fallen Kingdom just feels, while the first one the Jurassic World was great and enjoyable, this one just felt flat and just dull. It felt a lot more like Jurassic Park 3 in the fact that it was just pointless and again just really, really boring. And they're trying to shoehorn all this philosophy about kind of should these things survive, like rights for clones and things like that. And especially when we hear about the new kind of character and world, where we have an old dude who helped Hammond back in the day to try and create Jurassic Park, and they had a falling out, and this turns out that, well, it was the daughter that he recreated. So yeah, that's a bit of a problem there, and it just felt kind of convenient and shoehorned in. We've got Rafe Spall with a really weird American accent. I'm not sure what that was. I mean, I like Rafe Spall. I thought it was good in Prometheus. I did enjoy him in that. He was also in Life vs. Pete as well, a Channel 4 sitcom where he plays a struggling football writer. And I think he's great. He's interesting. But here, it just felt really naff and just a kind of B-movie spin-off later on in the movie. I feel like the momentum as well was all the way up, and then it just dipped. And while you want to keep it going with Jurassic World, it goes up and then down, up and down. Here, it just felt flatlining throughout the end of the movie. And the whole story with clones and things like that, it just feel like they've gone a bit too far with what they want to explain. I mean, another Michael Crichton kind of inspiration, we've got Westworld. That again is gone a bit too far, but it's handled really, really well. And again, the way it's handled, that fits in and what makes it a decent movie. But the momentum and the fact that we introduced an annoying kid character who we didn't really care about, we never really heard of before, a guy who wanted to, or thought he was protecting a legacy, that didn't work at all. And again, we go through the fact that human greed, they want to create these dodgy dinosaurs, these weird ass, like, huge, super mega dinosaurs to go and kill and use as weapons. Well, they're out there in the world now. So it's easily setting up a sequel where we're going to have some sort of dinosaur task force led by Owen and of Bryce Dallas Howard's character as well, to go and bring these dinosaurs back and stop them being used as weapons. And it just felt a bit too far from the original classic movie, to be honest. And again, the pacing of the movie was really, really downhill. Maybe I'm being really negative. I did enjoy the movie, the first part, but then I just found myself pretty bored throughout the rest of it. And the themes and the kind of ethics part of it just felt incredibly kind of negative. It felt like, well, they've created this thing, it shouldn't be, but then now they want to preserve it, which felt very contradictory to myself. But that is it for this video. Please drop a like, please subscribe. If you want more movie reviews, let me know down below. See you soon. Goodbye.